Hello. I am Nicole. Hi there. Sorry, we might have some trouble today, so we'll see how the connection goes. Um, it's my hope that it'll go well. But I right now I live up in northern Michigan in a forest, and it's kind of raining and cloudy, so our signal is basically nothing. So we'll see how it goes. Um, Before I get started, I do want to say that this is the last live session I'll be doing for a few weeks as we are moving to Austin, Texas, and we'll be in our new home December 1st, woo, which is really exciting. And yeah, I will be trying to set up my new office and new healing space. I'm really excited. I'll have 2 dedicated spaces, and I will be back to doing lives as soon as possible once we move. So this is our last live session until then. All right, so before I get started, I will say a little bit about what this type of working is. It is essentially the same that I would do with a live client, but instead of having a live client here, obviously, there is a towel in the place of my live client. And what I do either with a client who's here or a client who's a distance away is I a basic a skill set that can be developed. I believe many people can develop it. Um, I've had the ability probably to kind of validate what I naturally do. So I apply Reiki techniques in my healing sessions, as well as I'm basically intuitively led most of the time. I do next, and we do some really cool work this way. Okay, so I know that Salish is expecting the healing. I don't know if he is here yet, but we'll go ahead and get started all the same. So before I get started and before I even log on, I always make sure the room is uh, energetically set. I clear out any energies that we don't want in a session. Oh, hi, Salish. Um, so I cleared out the space and raised the vibration, and then I will connect in with my higher self, and I will set the intention that this working is for the highest and best good of myself as well as for the client. And then I will connect in with his energy today, and then we'll get started. So I'll be quiet for a few moments while I do that. Hi there. Thanks for joining. So I'll be quiet for a few moments while I connect in with his energy, and then I'll start to describe what I am experiencing on my side, and we'll go ahead and start with the healing. And say, Alicia, as you're on your side, you can just be open to the experience. Just be restful. Obviously, you can type in the chat if you would like to what you're experiencing. You don't have to. Just be open. Okay, I'll get started. And actually, before I do, I want to angle this a little better. It's always tricky. Next office will be more dedicated and prepared. Okay. Okay, so I'm connecting in with Salish now, and I did tap into him just a few moments before I started the live, and both times I'm right away feeling this sensation of being kind of pulled to my left. There's this that gentle pull to the left, which is interesting. It's kind of like up to the left. That is the most apparent thing. It's just this constant, like, gentle pull up to the left. So I'll keep moving, and the story just kind of builds as I. Let's see. So when I do this part of the body, I feel more of the physical body. I can feel a lot of happiness, so that's fun. Feels like has a lot of energy, like this is probably a very energetic person. It can be hard when I describe things as energy and someone having a lot of energy. So this would be more like someone who's high energy, like really active, maybe bubbly, we could say. I am getting the sensation that the crown is already probably open, and that pull is still, this like gentle pull up to the left is interesting. Okay, so I'll go ahead and check the chakras next. And I use the pendulum for this. Okay, so his root chakra is already open and spinning. Sacral is open and spinning. Solar plexus open and spinning. Heart open and spinning. Throat is open. Not spinning, but very open. Third eye open and spinning. Crown open and spinning. So he's already wide open. He's already doing chakra work, I would assume. So that's wonderful. Now I'm going to feel more into the emotional body. It feels like this zest for life, like being like everything is like an adventure, like the beginning of an adventure. Makes me think of, if you're a tarot person, like the Fool card. Not saying that he's a fool, but just this like innocent excitement for the adventure. Okay. I do feel a little bit of an energetic block over the throat. I feel like it's probably tied a little bit to emotions. So we'll see as we get further. The heart feels very light. There's just a little bit of, like very lightly, some emotional things that he's still working through, but it's very, very minimal. a general sense of restlessness, but like excited restlessness over the solar plexus. Sensing a bit of fatigue in the lower body. Lots of good energy in the root chakra. So this is interesting. This is somebody who is already really well aligned, who already has a great connection with their energy centers. So this will be interesting to see where we can go with this. This is like, Salish, you're already kind of at the point where I would hope somebody would get after a session. So that's really cool. You're already there. So let's see where we can go from here. I know today is kind of a special day. It's his birthday today, so it's this big, kind of cool universe moment for him. But let's just see. I'm going to connect intuitively and see where we go. Oh, he says, I never really thought that I had my chakras open. Yeah, they're open. They're great. So this is cool. All right, so I'm going to connect in and see where we should go with this session. So your third eye wants to be strengthened. So we'll spend some time, I guess, enhancing your third eye and the, don't want to say necessarily psychic abilities, but we'll just start with adding some, just a moment, let me connect more with what exactly we should do. Just like open the third eye, open and enhance the third eye. So what I feel are there are bits of layers of just like general life, the influences in life. They can often kind of cover our natural abilities a little bit. So just peeling away a little bit of the, I don't want to say the gunk, but like the layers that kind of are built up over your natural ability to just be open. It's interesting. There's a lot of pressure around you. Like externally, I feel a lot of resistance. Internally, your experience is very fluid, very open. Externally, though, there's a lot of pressure, but it seems like that doesn't really bother you in your internal experience. I think that you're probably an influencer. You're somebody who could shine from the inside out. So I think what we would do also is we're going to strengthen your aura, strengthen your auric field so you can help to permeate that energy out around yourself more. Because you can do some wonderful things just by being by people. Yeah. Sorry if you hear animals in the background. I listened to my last session and I don't think anyone could hear the chickens that I kept talking about. But today there's a goose outside the window and ducks quacking away. All right. So I think what we're going to do is, I feel intuitively drawn to kind of enhance the energy that's flowing already into you. Almost like filling you up like a cup. So just rushing in more energy and expanding you out. So you may be experiencing this as right now, kind of heady, like a very, almost like a lightheaded sensation. I'm going to help ground your energy while we're doing this also. So if you're just logging in, we're working with somebody who already had their chakras wide open, who already has a really good internal experience. So we're just kind of enhancing that. And intuitively, I'm receiving that he's somebody who can kind of be a beacon, a light. So just supporting that natural light that he has so he can shine it very brightly for those around him, because the external pressures are very strong. They're strong for everybody, but I don't know if it's where he is particularly, but they feel like a lot of weight for him on the external. They're not, the pressures aren't really affecting his internal experience. So I think the goal is we're going to just strengthen him so he can just assist those around him. Okay, we're going to work the auric field now, just pulling it out and strengthening the edges. We all naturally have many layers of energy around ourselves. You know, you think of your natural bubble where you can start to sense people around you. That is your energy. Your natural bubble is your auric field. And there are lots of different layers to that auric field. And to separate them out, you'd have to have the ability, that psychic ability, to really see the many layers or experience them. But when somebody has a very strong auric field, they impact those around them. It's just like your bubble affects everybody around you. So for the people who are these beacons, who are just kind of naturally light like this, they could walk through a crowd and the people around them would be positively impacted. There are people in the world who have very strong presences, like my husband is one. His presence just can like fill a room. It can fill a whole house, a whole building, which can be really helpful. But for someone like that, if their mood is low, it can actually be negative. So I feel like comfortable helping Salish here expand this aura, because he can really help those around him with this light. Wonderful. Okay, I'm going to feel now maybe the external world now to see kind of where it stops for him, where those pressures, where these edges. Okay, I feel like we just kind of gave you permission. Your edge is pretty far out now. Here's a loud goose call. All right, so you I'm gonna ask to see how we can help you to maintain this larger auric energy now. Okay, so there's a bit of responsibility here for you. It's a choice. You have the choice to be this beacon, to be somebody who can be a light for others. It's your choice, but if you would choose to take on that responsibility, you could take that into part of your daily practice. Like when you wake up, you could set your energies. I don't know if you already do work with your chakras. I know you said you weren't sure if they were open or not, but maybe you're just kind of naturally in tune, which would be really cool. But in the morning, you could kind of dedicate your day and ask for these really powerful energies to flow through you to positively impact the space around you. That's a responsibility. That's what I heard. You can take that on. It's your choice. I know you're in a transition, and maybe that kind of applies with your transition here from somebody who is maybe not without a mission or a path, but an extra, again, a responsibility you could take on. All right, so I'm going to ask more what else we can do. All right. So I'm getting two things. I'm going to offer energy to your physical eyes. Okay, he's got a message here. Okay, so the chakra. Oh, wonderful. He's ready to take on that sense of responsibility. And he has watched the chakra video, so he is already taking that on. So what I heard intuitively is to help you, like your sight, your actual sight, to see the light, which is interesting. Just a moment. Let me think of how that should be explained. Okay, so when we have this higher perspective or a positive perspective in ourselves, we perceive the world as having much more light. We just naturally see the beautiful things, or we naturally see the hope or the miracles. So this process right here is enhancing your natural ability to do that. And I think this ties with that ability. So you could be impacting people with your auric field, your energy, as well as your perspective, your life perspective. You can share that with people. So you can share energetically with people as well as your world view. So we're enhancing that really lovely, high, beautiful energy. It's like angelic, like this beautiful angelic world view. This full of compassion, really lovely energy. What a cool gift you are, Salish. Okay, I'd like to also help connect you with, I guess I'll call it an angelic realm. You can interpret that how you would like. It's just very high level beings who really have a lot of compassion for the people of Earth and for the experience of Earth. You don't have to think of them as tied to any religion, just these entities that are really here to help. I can definitely sense that you have a team around you already. So you are not alone in sharing this beautiful light out yourself. Let's see. I'd like to help enhance that connection with your team. So that's enhancing the third eye. So we're adding light to your world view by focusing that to your eyes. But now I would like to help you connect with that team by enhancing your third eye, your ability to sense and perceive those things that are not of the physical world. Oh, and there's also hearing. So we can emphasize your hearing also. So that could be, you might be someone who can receive messages in your mind. You might hear, like how I hear messages. I just hear phrases or full sentences sometimes, and it's usually in my own voice. But being able to connect with this really lovely team of beings that you already are connected to can help you support and feel maybe strengthened in your commitment to the responsibility of being this beautiful light. Okay. Okay, and now I'm getting the sense to wrap you in a cloak, and it's a gift, an energetic gift from that team. And I'm going to do it too, but I don't truly have to do it because they're kind of draping you in this cloak either way. It's just like a, almost a really light white gold cloak. I don't even have to do it. They're doing it on their own. I'm just perceiving it. So you're getting this cloak. Let me see what it really means. Oh, it's strength of will, and commitment. Oh, they're also giving you a crown. That's cool. So you're getting this like cloak, you're getting a crown. I guess it kind of is a big day. It is a big day for you. He said astrologically there's a big transition for him. So there's you've got this beautiful cloak, this crown, this team of really high loving, I'm going to say angelic beings, and just trying to help support you with this new commitment of being this beautiful light source for those around you. Let's see. Okay, for the last thing I'd like to do, I'm going to offer additional, I guess, just additional really high love vibrational energy, just kind of this shower over your, I'm going to target your physical body. Your energetic body is already really connected. So I'm going to try to target this to your physical body just to help you feel, you know, physically cared for too. So some renewal and revival for your physical body as well. And for those of you who do energy work, when you start playing in the different vibrations, when you're doing healing work for the actual physical body, it's actually a lower vibration than when you're working with, which would make sense, you know, the higher realms are really high vibration, but to do energy healing is actually a lower, or a physical healing, it's a lower vibration, it's more dense. And I like to try to match that vibration to offer it the most receivable vibration for it. I know I'm getting some chats. I can't see it from here. I'm curious though, so I'm going to sneak a peek. Okay, wonderful. She's just happy to watch. Cool. offering this physical energy too can help to ground a really high energetic experience. So Salish, to receive a gift like this, and again, it's your choice to take on this responsibility of being just a natural light. A really cool part about this type of service to others is all you have to do is be present with your own light and be present with others. You don't have to like do any hard work or, you know, strain yourself at all. It's just this very lovely, natural service you can do. You don't have to study, you don't have to, you know, you're just naturally this source for people, which I personally think is really lovely. That you don't have to feel like you have to take on a big challenge. You already are this. It's just allowing it and maybe becoming aware of it. So again, I'm just finishing up with offering his physical body, direct energy, he already received a lot of really high vibrational energy. The feeling of offering this physical energy is it's actually very similar to like a mother's love is kind of the vibration. And that's probably, I mean, many, you could take that in many directions of how that'd be so beneficial as an energy for a physical body. So that's the energy that is being offered to him right now, is just like a mother's love. Mothers love the body of their baby, no matter what. And it's a very pure, almost, I don't want to say animalistic, but just very human. It's very human love to offer somebody's physical body. And I guess very fitting, it's his birthday. So yeah, let's give him some extra mother love on the birthday. Lovely. All right, I'm going to go ahead and ground him and then close the session. To ground, he's already pretty well grounded through that focus, the physical energy. But I will, you can't tell, but I'm holding the feet of the fake client here and just helping to pull his energy back down to touch the earth. Very gently though. And then I finish by sealing the session over the solar plexus. Wonderful. Okay, and then I'm going to disconnect from his energy and thank his energy and all the helpers. Thank you so very much. Okay. This is just how I disconnect energetically. I'm kind of bring my energy back to myself and let his energy go back to where it is. Okay, wonderful. So I'm just going to rearrange the camera here a little bit. And we can do some question and answer. Okay, wonderful. All right, I'm going to peek over the chat. I know I saw some things. Oh, cool. Hello, Dandelion Curiosity. I'm glad you're here. Hi, Katie. First time joining a live. Very cool. Welcome. Welcome everybody else who got to watch. Wonderful. So whenever we finish up is a chance to ask any questions. If anybody is working on anything spiritually or has any questions of whatever they're working through or curious about, or we could talk about what happened in the session. Hello, Nicole. Fellow Nicole. So if anybody has, feel free to pop them in the chat. This is my last live for a few weeks because I am moving to Austin, Texas. All right, let's see. Dandelion, can you see people's aura color when you do remote healing session? I actually don't really see auras myself. I experience a lot of things energetically, so I can sense them and I can sense it. But as far as seeing, I don't really see that. I will see, like I could see this different colors, but not necessarily of his aura. Though I didn't try to see it, but I haven't really spent a lot of time trying to see auras. When I do focus on it for a few weeks, I have been able to do it, but I usually get distracted and want to spend time doing other things. Good morning, Jose. Let's see. Katie, I'm an energetic, spiritual, emotional mess right now. Oh, I haven't been getting any Reiki due to lockdown. How can I help myself be centered and grounded? So I would suggest, I have a video on opening your chakras. Since you're somebody who's already done Reiki sessions, that would be helpful for you. You can sit and you can do that yourself. It's a motion of, I don't know if it's accurate, but you take your own hand and you spin over each chakra, going down to the right and up. You make this circle, and you can open your own chakras doing that. I find that when my chakras are closed, I get more emotionally distressed. So by spending the time, you work over your root, your sacral, you work your way up. And again, I have a video that can, we do it together, so you can walk through and do it with me. But getting those open will help you to feel more calm and grounded. I also have a lot of guided meditations that can help you to center. I'm trying to think of which ones in specific. Can't think of anyone's in specific. Okay, she says, I'll check that out. Thank you. You're welcome. And I would just look over the list of guided meditations too, if you want to do that, because that's a way of going to a very similar space as the Reiki energy healing. Especially in the past, I don't know, 5 to 10 guided meditations, I've infused actual energy work into those. So people are not only getting the, guided meditation experience, but you're also actually getting energy work too, because I'm doing both. So I would check out the past 5 to 10 and see if any of those interest you. And you can also get energy healing just through those too. Yeah, so that should be helpful. Wonderful. She says, okay, that's great. Yes. Yeah. All right. Yeah, exciting times for me over here. Like I said, this is the last live because I'll be packing and getting ready to move. And I'm so excited where I'm moving. I'll have my own dedicated office space, as well as a really large space in our home where I can have physical people come and potentially do group work with people who are in the Austin area. So I'm really, really excited about that. And I will continue to offer things over the net because obviously you're not all in Austin. So I will keep doing things, lives, and obviously offering the healing sessions. You can still do those with me one-on-one. But I'm just so excited about the potential of being around people. We've been up in this forest for 2 years now, and there's nobody up here. Salish is not even from the US. Yeah, I have a lot of people who are not. But how great with the internet, we can connect still. It's so wonderful. And with energy, you can just connect anywhere. It's really, really cool. Yeah. Let's see. Katie, hope you have a safe move and as stress-free as can be. Thank you. Yeah. The whole process has actually been really, really incredible so far, and I attribute it all to the manifestation course that I produced, well, co-produced, received, and then gave. That's available on my website, and truly this whole move, every part where I thought would be kind of stressful, the answer just like happened so quickly, and it's been really wild. Once I've moved and processed through, I'll be able to kind of just maybe explain in a not overly excited way just all of the things that perfectly fell into place through this journey. It's so exciting. I don't want to get like overexcited, but it's so exciting. Alrighty. Are your chickens moving with you? No, the new owners of our log cabin are taking, or we have 16 chickens right now, and we have 14 ducks and 1 goose. So the new owners are taking all of those, and we're teaching them how to take care of them. We rehomed some barn cats to my parents, so they got a new home, and we're bringing our dog, and it's all going really well. It's exciting. Thank you for asking. Let's see. All right, Salish says you found spiritual life from the internet. And Katie says, me too. I basically did too, myself. What did I really start with? I spent a lot of time with listening to, actually, maybe it was audiobooks. I listened to a lot of Osho in the beginning, as well as Eckhart Tolle, and then just YouTube. Wow, YouTube. You can get so many really cool things, obviously, from YouTube. Yeah, whatever you desire is kind of out there. The opportunities are endless. So exciting. So it is a new moon. I know some of you are into setting your intentions for the new moon. Could we get a raise of hands of people who are getting ready or have started a new intention for the new moon cycle. I myself am starting a new set of desires to manifest with this new moon cycle, as the last ones have pretty much all manifested, which is really excited. Alrighty, Dandelion says, me. Yeah, that's so exciting. It can be really powerful working with the moon cycles. All right, Katie is also doing that. And today is the new moon, so if some of you haven't thought about doing that, it might be something to do. You can set an intention for the next moon cycle. And I like to think of it as the new moon is when we kind of set what we would like to have happen. Trying to think of what I could share. Part of my intention is to set, like, to be ready for, because I'm still in the moving process. So with this next moon cycle is to kind of create the nest of where all the wonderful work can come from once I settle in. So all of the next phase of energy and group work and all of that. So that's part of my intention. So I set that with the new moon, and then once you get to the full moon, you kind of get a view of kind of what has manifested. And then as the moon starts to fade, it's kind of like the cleanup work or a little bit more of the phase out. You start to think about, okay, how did that go? And then by the time you get to the dark moon, you're thinking about, okay, what could I do for the next moon? It's this beautiful cycle. And it's a 28-day cycle, so it's a good amount of time to stay focused on one thing, but not too long where you're just like bored. Let's see. Okay, Dandelion, I'm trying to manifest going on a healing plant medicine retreat. I want to go so bad. That's so cool. Along that line, I have to, Blue Mountain Ridge, you should look that up. There's I think he's in Colorado. Blue, I can't check my phone, but I'm pretty sure it's called Blue Mountain Ridge. It is somebody who does, he will do plant medicine. I mean, it's, ayahuasca, or actually, no, he does, what does he do? Dietas. So you would get in tune with a specific plant and you work with that same plant for, I think he does it for like a month. But there is a course for that where he has this really wonderful in-depth experience with him. This is somebody who is trained by shaman in the Amazon rainforest. Really, really cool person. I haven't worked with him, but I've listened to him speak on a number of podcasts and spent a lot of time on his website. And so that might be something to look into. I'm pretty sure it's Blue Mountain Ridge. I will update in the, below in the written portion, just to double check who that is. But I'm trying to think how much. It was like $300 to $400, I think. So it's, it's a commitment, but a possibility, if not now, in the future, to think about. Let's see. Oh, hi, Francesca. Hello. I thought the new moon was yesterday. I think, well, you're like a day ahead. You're 12 days, or sorry, 12 hours ahead. I think, there's like the dark moon when the moon is fully phased out, and then the new moon. There's this range. You could have said it last night. You could set it today. It's fine. Let's see. Cool. So we are all up to date. Let's see. Katie has gotten into spiritual seeking the past 5 to 7 years. Oh, with witchcraft. Very cool. Yep. Yeah, spirituality can definitely go in phases for sure. Does anybody have any questions? I'm excited to hang out with you all. Think if there's anything. Okay. Dandelion, if a person is on prescription meds like antidepressants, can that cause interference during an energy healing session? It does, but I can work through it. I have worked with a number of clients who um, have been on antidepressants, and it causes a very different experience on my side. I can feel that the head is clouded. The first time I experienced it, I was actually really confused. I didn't know, like, what is this? And at the end, I was like, "Are you on an antidepressant? Like, does that explain that?" And she's like, "Yep, yeah, that's what that is." Like, oh, okay. And since then, I've known what that is, and I can work under it. Yeah, many people are on them. It's we use what we need to use until we find something maybe that's a little bit more sustainable. Um, it's fine. And your energy's still under there. It just takes a little bit of maybe finesse by the practitioner. I know with people who are, yeah, it is a crazy world right now. Yeah. And we'd rather people be calm than distraught all the time. Reiki practitioners, like just straight Reiki, they are giving the client a very specific vibrational energy, and that. Hi, sorry, I apologize. um, but I was saying the energy of Reiki can cut through very easily. Um, so when I work with people, I actually will have to move things or discover what I'm working with before I, go further. So that just takes experience for somebody who's, I don't know, feeling everything a little bit more intensely, but it all works the same. Sorry for the. Okay. Okay, so Dandelion explains the cloudiness you felt during my healing session. Oh, yeah. That could be. It's been a little while since that session, so I don't remember. But yeah, there is this general, yeah, cloudiness. But we work through it, you know? It's okay. Oh, you think you're affecting my life? You might be one of those energetic people. It's fine. I do that too naturally. But the biggest thing is where we live, I literally have 2 bars of service on a good day. And right now it's kind of rainy and cloudy, and that makes the whole connection not very good, which is part of why I'm excited to move, in addition to have really great internet all the time. So I'm very limited actually. When I upload guided meditations or any video that's not alive, I actually have to drive away from my home and sit in a library parking lot to upload. So it will all get a lot easier for me real soon, which is exciting. Okay, do you think a deceased animal can lend energy or protect you? From Francesca. I believe that because animals can essentially become, well, not a true guide. They're a bit different, but they are, especially when they are such a good companion in our current life, they're with you all the time. Just like deceased loved ones, they can offer you comfort. It's whether or not you're open to receive that and perceive it. So receive it and perceive it to know that that's happening. But for example, a dog that offered comfort, or acted as a protector, Francesca, then yeah, they could be doing that in their out of body form just as well, especially when they have that very, close companionship relationship with you. That doesn't stop just because they're gone from their physical form. Mm-hmm. For sure. See if I missed anything else here. Oh, speaking of presence, I found well, it's tricky. So I get seasonal depression. So when it's cloudy, or like in Michigan, it's about 6 months of the year is just really unpleasant, which is part of why we're moving. Um, but during those times, when I make sure to open my chakras and meditation really does help. I feel more calm and able to get through the day. And yeah, so that's something to think about as a supplement to your pharmaceuticals. You may find that if you spend a lot of time working with your chakras and meditating, that potentially you could lower your dosage if that's what you're looking for. Because the antidepressants are our emotional body. So when we start to address that on our own through these really calming and healing practices, you don't need to rely on an external source as much. So it's kind of, taking a little bit of the, you're removing some of the intensity yourself of your emotions by meditating, getting your chakras open, and spirituality in general can help to do that for you too. Let's see here. What do you think has caused 2020 to be so scary? Let's see. All right, let's talk about, anxiety in general in 2020. Oh, good 2020. From a higher perspective, like out of just human dramas, which it's been a lot of dramas. There's been a lot. From a higher perspective, when there's a lot of chaos in the world, it causes people to get out of their habits and seek other things. You start to think about spirituality. You start to try to discover answers for your questions. You start to, dig deeper on, you know, so what have been, there is this plus side to all of the drama. Um, been shifted enough to start questioning things and seek those answers. And that's kind of my overall perception of 2020 in general. Like what caused it? There are a lot of things that caused it, but I think ultimately we'll look back as a very transformative time period. Just like any transition, there's, and it doesn't have to be a global scale. Whenever you're living life a certain way and there's a very large shift, it can seem like everything's crumbling, but on the other side of that, you're like, that was the best thing that ever happened to me. So I think potentially we could look back to this time period and say, whoa, that was a huge transition time period where we really grew. So don't know if that helps. Okay, Dandelion says, caused me to awaken to spirituality and reevaluate my life. Yeah. Yeah. And in addition to that, so a lot of people, being shut in, being away from the normal habitual distractions of life, um, you know, which distractions, spending time with friends, spending time with family, it's really beneficial to us, but it's also allows us to kind of stay a certain way. So when we have this time by ourselves, it forces us to question, causes us to be uncomfortable, where we look for those answers. Leash, I get anxiety most of the time. Is there any way to reduce that? So, breathing for anxiety as well as depression, but anxiety specifically, paying attention to the breath. When we are feeling anxious or stressed, our breathing gets really shallow just naturally. We get into that fight or flight. You know, our breathing isn't as deep, as calm. You trick your body into relaxing by when you're starting to feel anxious, you start to breathe down into your belly. You can imagine that you're filling all of your lungs, all the way down to your bottom. That's what I tell my son. So when you breathe in, fill it all the way down to your bottom. And you do this slowly and gently. And then you let it all out slowly and gently. Very similar to the introduction of the guided meditations. We always start with breathing because breathing is one of the fastest ways to calm your body. So that's a trick you can do. You can kind of train yourself to pay attention to your breath. You could set timers on your phone to, every hour, all right, I'm gonna focus on my breathing for 2 minutes, or it's a process of reminding. To make it a habit, you just have to keep doing it. What else for anxiety? For anxiety and depression, as we raise our perspective, as we kind of get above, it's spiritual growth. So through spiritual growth, you no longer view stressful situations the same way. You start to look, you're above them. It's like the stress is down here, the things that are happening are down here, and you can kind of lift up and above it, and you can look at it in a new perspective, and you gain, it's not detachment, but a little bit of compassion for situations. That's There's so many benefits of pursuing spirituality and all of that, but that's a very it's not a it's a very lovely side effect, I guess. You naturally just become more calm with your spiritual growth path, whatever that is. Could be any path, but as long as you are growing toward love, when you start to view situations that normally would be stressful through a lens of love and compassion, your anxiety goes down. Let's say, for example, you're waiting in line at a grocery store, and someone in front of you is obviously stressed out, and maybe they start interacting with you, or when you're down in these and getting mad a little bit in a spiritual space, can be like, whoa, that person's having a hard day. And so you sense energy and you sense the feelings. And that's something, once I finish moving, I am going to offer some bigger course. I have to put my focus toward it though. I would like to try to help people who, I'm that way too. I can feel everybody's, yeah, empathic. I'm sure we all are. We're drawn to this content too. It can be a very logical mind too and really find it fascinating. But as an empath, you have a natural ability to sense different energies, and you can set your own energy. So, for example, so let's pick like an energy that you can attune to. You could pick one. Here's an example: expansion. You can find that. Uh, okay. Sorry. So we're cutting in and out now. I'm reading. Sully says, that's why I used to cry a lot when other people around him were upset. Yep, that's being empathic. So you can sense energies, you feel them all the time. What I'm getting at though is when you can sense them, you can actually choose one to feel. So you can start to explore, what does happiness feel like? What does expansion feel like? What does you could say feel like? You can ask your body, what does a certain energy feel like? And then you can experience that. Which means when you're in a situation around others, you can choose your own internal experience. I do this when my son is having a hard time. I will pick an energy. I've been working with abundance a lot lately, so I've been picking the energy of abundance, um, and he reacts to that. Or I mean, you could pick to any experience to have, and because you're already so sensitive to energy, you can notice the shifts. So that's something you can do to help yourself when you're around other people. Is you can pick something that, something you work with a lot. Pick one, work with it a lot, so it can be your go-to energy when you're feeling overwhelmed by everybody else's energy. You can pick one. The other method to deal with being really empathic is spiritual growth, because the more you grow spiritually, the higher the vibration you can reach, which means the human emotions are down here and you can go above it. And that's where you get this really pure compassion, and you're not affected the same way. So again, spiritual growth for that, and meditation helps with that as well. Okay, I am a nurse and found it really hard at times as an empath. I'm sure that would be a very hard career. um, yeah, it's a lot of us are very empathic, and again, I haven't put my full focus on it yet, but I really would like to do the next thing that I focus on is something very specific for empaths. But not yet. I have to move first. But those are a few things you can do. And then connecting with each other like that, sharing, like, yeah, it's hard to be an empath, but I believe it's a super awesome gift, and we can help people with it. We don't have to think of it as something negative, because I'm an empath, I can feel people's energies who are halfway around the world from me. That's something that I probably wouldn't be able to if I was not an empath. Alrighty, let's see. Okay, so Salisha's answer for feeling the feelings of others is deciding who to be around. So I guess that makes sense too for how I was feeling your energy, Salish. So the energy, it's interesting because on the inside you felt very open and clear. but the pressures around you were very strong. I don't know. My family and I, we moved up to northern Michigan into this forest to get away from energies. That's why we moved here. But since moving here, I've gotten very good at working with energy, and now it's time to go back and be around the people. So I do believe that taking time away and being reclusive is very helpful to find your strength. Use that time as long as you need, and maybe it's going to be a really long time, but again, I believe being empathic is a super amazing gift. It's just we have to figure out how to use it that way. Yeah. And I think, yep, so alrighty. Says, I guess it is because my parents want me to be what they want, and I guess it's the pressure to be someone that I don't want to be. Oh yeah, all that external pressure. That would make sense. So today you have a choice. You can choose to be what you'd like to be. And being a beacon out will help permeate maybe the reasons why they believe you need to be a certain way. That could be their energy blocks, their shadow work that are causing them to believe that you need to be a certain way. So you influencing them with your positive energy could help them maybe loosen up on those things. Okay. Says, but I want to be someone I want, and I'm clear on that. So that's why you're not internally struggling. That would make a lot of sense. You're very clear on the inside. Yeah. So maybe good practice for you, Salish, is be a beacon in your home and update us to see if that helps the people around you. I would bet it will help to alleviate some of the stress in a way that allows, I'm not going to speak for your parents exactly, but potentially they will find other ways of interacting with you because they won't be as stressed themselves. Now, I do need to finish up because my son just got home. He's about to be very loud. So I'm going to finish this up today. And I will be doing a live in a few weeks once we've moved to Texas, and I will update you on that. Thank you all so much for being here. I really enjoyed the chat. Let's see, thank you, Katie. All right, thank you, Salish, Jose, Francesca, Dandelion. Who else did I miss? Everybody who commented, Nicole, all the people. Thank you all so much for being here. All right, and I will see you all in a few weeks. Bye. Thank you so much.